What's up, guys? This is Harsha from the SF Shock coaching staff, and we're joined by Crusty, JunkBuck, and NineK, and we're going to be talking about the next round of the Overwatch League playoffs.
Yeah, so let's talk about the closest match. Yeah. Hey guys, how about London and Gladiators? You
All
know
right,
that match was really excited. Yeah.
that was a good match.
Yeah, so
And,
no
and
one can predict that score at that time, right?
that was my favorite series of all the playoffs so far.
Me too.
You need to
London
play
also.
that much.
No, out of the two matches, that was the better
I
one.
think, yeah. So hey guys, I think the point is like before I Limix played, but
Yeah.
they didn't have a Fisher. But I Limix played and they beat London at first time.
Mhm.
But next time, yeah, London just, win straight to two match. How do you think that's possible?
Probably London coach ready to play the different way to, or then they are spending a lot of time for to analyze the RMX star or the team. I think that is making effect to them. Don't you think so? Or do you guys have a different opinion?
I
Well,
think
they didn't have any data at all on iRemix until the first match of playoffs, so I think they probably studied that a lot. They also seem to get better at, I think, the rock paper scissors matchup, so they're switching more readily, which they were really bad at doing for all of stage 4. So I thought they improved a lot there, and they look like a better team now.
So, from my perspective, I think, yeah, first time Gladiator prefer a lot, right? Like that kind of strategy, that hiding the Bridget and change to Widowmaker, like that kind of thing, you know. But I think, first time, I think London, yeah, also they struggle because of the Iron Limits. They
Mm-hmm.
never expect the Iron Limits would play. And the second is they didn't think about that strategy, right? But I just think that this London is very weak at the flexible during the match. Like yeah, for change the comp on that kind of thing, yeah, they goes really better. But just for strategy, they're really weak at catching the point. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that worked. So I think the Gladiator win at that time. But at the second, that is the strike match. So they Grady also don't have a long time for free fair. They just free fair for the first match, right? So I
Yeah.
think for next match,
yeah. That's what
like
Gladiators do, right? Did you
yeah,
notice
so
how
yeah, okay.
did you notice how Gladiators they have like a specific set plays, right? That's like they during the season, that's like how they prepare the games as well. So like if that set play works, they look really good, but if that set play doesn't work, they look really bad. And then I think just
Oh.
the second time their set plays wasn't working that well.
So do you think this a gladiator plays one day with the same team for the series? Do you think this like gonna impact a lot to them?
What was that?
I mean, they play in the same day because normally the other team play different
Oh
day, right?
yeah.
But yeah, this gonna be effect a match to a lot.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if they got 3-0, they'd have done a lot of preparation going home and probably would have come up with new plays during the break. So I think having both matches on the same day really hurt them a lot.
Yeah, it's quite effect to them.
So the day before the Gladiator match, there's a Philly and Boston match. How do you think it's like?
The Philly and Boston game was uh uh
Why? Why you can't say that?
Okay,
trying to-
okay. This is spicy, but I'll just start first. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, from my perspective, I think, yeah, if you just compare all the player with Boston and Boston and Fusion, then
Mhm.
just we can see like other position is all good, but especially for DPS,
Yeah.
Carpe is the literally the toppest Widowmaker in the Overwatch League, and for EQO, and also he's the best Hanjo, and I think especially in Western, and maybe there's a sticker like that's kind of player, but Echo is really flexible and Echo is really smart, and his Hanjo is really good. So I think other position maybe the Boston win, but this meta the DPS is really important,
yeah.
and I think yeah,
I
I
think
think
that's
the
our London
mistake
one
is
too.
also really good.
their DPS were both the Philly and London. What they have in common is the DPS in both teams. They were smarter about the changes.
Yeah, I agree with that. And especially like a mistake that he was just Tracer one trick. Yeah, he practiced a lot, and I think his Widowmaker is fine. But there's Carpe is already the huge level like God tier, and also EQO is. So they couldn't get over that the gap.
This is like a different question, but do you think like this was playoff, right? This is like just one game. Do you think this affected like not the stage game like league system? We not against each other like more time. This was just a one try to tournament system. Do you think this affected the player or not? Because they don't have this kind of experience like without some of the Asian player or someone like a old player. Probably EQ doesn't play before or Carpet maybe he did it, but like some of the Boston player didn't have an experience about that kind of tournament, right? Do you think this impact you? Do they nervous in this kind of situation? Probably then that kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Also, during this season, I'm not sure that Boston, did Shadowrun played or EQ play? I'm not sure, but
EQ play.
I think EQO played the whole time.
EQ
Yeah.
played. Yeah, but yeah, like for this normal the league system, just we have a time, but like just 1 day break. But then like if there's no break and the match is just straight, then the most important thing is not a strategy, because strategy they can use for the first time, but after that, you know, the map there, they can pick the map, right? And
Mhm.
the loser will pick the map. Yeah, just
Yeah,
they
I
can
think
pick the map,
that's
and
huge.
yeah.
That's huge. In
So
the end, better
they can
mechanics won.
prepare for all the map, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that is based on more mechanic and like a just more basic thing. So for that, I said that the DPS level, the difference that makes, yeah.
Oh,
it
yeah.
feels like the different days test like different things. So like day one tests a lot of preparation, and then like how well you've adjusted, and then day two is about like, I mean, obviously also preparation because you have the 1 day break. But
The
then
second match is, but the third match is about how smart you are on the fly.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The DPS on the London and Philly were smarter, and then actually for Valiant, the tanks are gonna be smart, but the thing
You think
right
that
now
matters more?
your DPS has to be smart about the change right now, especially with the single support thing with Mercy. It's like it also makes it more dynamic how the comps changes. So
What do you think about that matchup then? Valiant versus Spitfire. Who do you think the favorites are then?
Valiant
London
versus
is
Spitfire. I think
Yeah.
because London has, I think it's a really good meta for London and Philly, where the DPS has to be really smart, and then I think they're smarter DPS. They have, although the tanks
Yeah.
are smarter in Valiant, I think it's important for the DPS to be smart right now.
Mhm. I think for Valiant in London, that the Valiant style is like a more Winston play, more with especially with a diva, and just play alone a lot. But like London style, London, Jester and Prophet always try to play together, but this meta is not that done like that. So I think for the point is Jester can play alone and get a lot of advantage, or just more play with a Fury.
Okay, so since we're talking about London, what do you think about their match this week against Valiant? Like, who do you think is the favorite in this matchup?
Smart DPS
Yeah.
wins.
Mhm.
That's what I think.
Yeah, agree
But-
that.
Yeah. Do you think the smart DPS is the only play DPS situation, or do you think that they need to bring like a more tanker, like a D.Va, Hulk, or Zarya?
I think for
Because-
Valiant, maybe they
Mhm.
can. They like it.
Mhm.
I think for Valiant, they will prefer with a special strategy at the first time, because Valiant essentially enjoy using that, like Orisa, Hog, and like just weird combo a lot, and just using a Reinhardt a lot because their Fate. I think the Fate is the greatest, I think I know Fate is the best Lionheart in Korea. That's my perspective.
Okay.
Like yeah, maybe there's also Fisher, but I think just honestly from my perspective, Fate is the best Reinhardt. So maybe they will just maximize that. So they can also use the tanker comp. So the London need to prepare that a lot. And also for just thinking about the position that London and Gladiator, especially for tanker, Jester normally play with the Profit a lot. Like they play together. But like for London, I don't know, for Valiant, that Fate and Space, they normally play a lot because they use the double sniper or like a Widow Bridget meta a lot. So just Fate already know like a playing alone and just break, I can say, cut the ways. And so I think that's depend on Jester
Mm-hmm.
about choosing the style. Like he don't need to play together for this meta. He need to know, like he need to cut the ways and just he need to play alone for this meta. So how he adapt well and yeah, and how the DPS popping, always this meta. Yes, whatever, just DPS popping, then that can win. This
And
meta
then
is so easy.
especially this meta is weird because it's like a combination of a lot of different things right now. So like you have to be good at the Reinhardt comps, but then the Winston comp gets also played, especially if you're against certain comps. So it's like every comp has been getting used, right? Like the quad tank with Moira is getting used, the Genji Tracer is getting used, the the single support is getting used, but all those comps, like they can't, one comp is kills the other comp. So it's like it's a lot of transitions, but a lot of it depends. But a lot of it, the core gets changed within the DPS. I feel like so. It's
Oh,
like,
you think about this caused by DPS situation? I thought it's caused by tanker situation because every team have obviously is Widowmaker now, so they wanted to using different tanker a lot. They try to using like a Orisa, Lionheart, or some of the situation. So yeah, it can be we can say that it's caused by Widowmaker, but I think the tanker really struggle with the learning dive tanker anymore in this time, so they want to change the other tanker. So this is why the Valiant have a really high value because they have a Pate. Pate is really one of the clever tankers. So
I don't know. Do you guys think Ryan is strong? I feel
no,
like
man, that's it's not Lion is strong. It's the different reason. Just Widowmaker is too strong. It's overpower.
I feel like it's gonna
Yeah,
become Orisa, and Winston again. I think Ryan is strong with the Lucio Moira comp.
I think they'll run it with goats. Yeah.
Yeah, so Lucio Moira comps, and then teams been running a variation of it with just one tank different or something like that. But I think it's getting to the point where Tracer Winston is strong again. Is there that or the Orisa comp is really strong? I'm not sure about Ryan yet. It was strong, but then
Yeah, to be honest, it's depend on the map, depend the enemy comp, depend the enemy Widowmaker powers. So it's just hard to say which comp is the best. Just like which comp is easy to counter their strategy.
Oh yeah, so that's what I want to say. So if it stays like with Orisa or Winston, the tanks are basically like really said. It's a lot of it is dependent on. So whether a lot of it seems like whether the team is running a single support with the Orisa, and then the other team DPS has to play around it, whether playing like a flanker or something like that, or both teams are using Winston, and then DPS plays the Tracer Bridget, and then the snipers, and then they try to counter each other. So I think it's gonna be a variation of that.
yeah. So you guys are talking about the comp is the biggest point for London and the Valiant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. how's the opinion for you, Harsha?
I feel like even though the meta favors DPS so much, it's still fairly similar to I think stage 4, and that's when Valiant looked really good.
Really,
So
I think it's like really different from stage 4 now.
So I feel like that the core remains, where it's still rock paper scissors, like a lot of that.
Because stage 4 is where like Ryan Bridger was like really really strong, but I feel like it's
Right.
it's
And that was
really
nerfed a lot.
like Orisa and Winston is a lot stronger now. So it's like all it's like very very rock scissor paper ish.
But I still feel like you'll be able to run a lot of the same comps, right? Like you're still going to see double sniper. Still going to see Ghost. You're still going to see. I guess Tracer Genji wasn't really seeing that much during stage 4. To be fair.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the biggest change is now like before, yeah, even stage 4. I think Genji and Tracer have a value because make them use Bridget and that can force and some map the Genji and Tracer is really good. For now, I think Genji and Tracer don't have that huge value anymore.
You don't think so? I think it's like really good against single
I
support
think
and triple tank double sniper comp.
Sure, that's right. But like
And then that's like a
depend
lot
on
of teams
their
are running
comp.
that shit right. I mean,
not stable because before if you pick Genji and Tracer, just that is stable. That is that's the main heroine. How can I say that? If you think the Overwatch, then you can just think of a Genji and Tracer and like that is the normal comp. But now, like maybe Genji and Tracer is good, but
there's no like
Not a
stable
main.
comp. There's no like one good
Yeah.
comp that can be played in a lot of the maps. Like
Yeah, but the Genji Tracer is a major problem. You need to double swap, right? But it's most of the other comp just need to one swap or not a lot of swap, and they don't need to even ulti. But Genji Tracer, Genji needs a lot of time blade. So without the blade, Genji is sometimes useless. So probably they don't.
yeah,
want
but
to
then
really Genji
against like a triple tank, what was it, single support comps, the enemy Zen doesn't have trance. Your blade is free. You farm.
But the
really-
major problem is that if it's a triple tank situation, they already get the snowball, right? So it's when they change the Genji Tracer, I think it's very hard to stop their snowball.
Yeah. So
I mean, but then their
just my
triple tank
point
is gonna be like Orisa
mhm.
triple tank, not like Ryan Zarya.
Yeah, that is like
okay.
that's like a depend on snowballing and ultimate and just there's a lots of kind of reason, but just one thing is now the just Genji and Tracer is not a main card. Maybe this can be a card, but
Yeah, there's
it's an
like
ocean
I think
now.
I like I really like this meta because there's like a no main comp.
Yeah,
like-
everything feels viable.
Yeah, every map has their main comp in that certain maps, but that comp is not good on the other maps. So it's like every map is like a very different game.
Mhm.
So I
But
think
what is different stage 4 and now? It's like that huge patch and the time.
there's
right?
a Hanzo
So Hanzo
change,
change,
and then there's a
Bridget
Bridget nerf.
Hanjo, Bridget, and
Yeah. I think those are major ones.
Yeah.
So Bridget is not as good. People know how to play around it, and then with Hanzo, but I'm not sure about Hanzo. I feel like with the Orisa comp, Junkrat is still better. But so whenever I see people run Hanzo, they get run over. So I don't know why they're still playing Hanzo with the Orisa comp.
This, right?
I don't understand actually because
Oh,
also
actually, no. It's
if
good
you-
when you're offense, like Junkrat on offense, it's good.
Yeah.
But like as a defense, like King's Row defense, why would you run a single support with the double sniper? That I don't know.
It
Because
also takes so much freedom. I think.
The
there's no
major
Junkrat to punish.
major reason is why they learning the one healer is they think Jan is really useless against with the double sniper and Orisa comp because Orisa should block a lot of things, but they normally when they learning Winston Diva, Jan can shoot a lot of person, right? So
No, so
Yeah,
what we
right.
mean is like for defense, standard Orisa, Diva, Junkrat, Widow from the stage 4 comp,
yeah.
like the high ground defense. People are running Hanzo instead of Junkrat now. a lot
Yeah,
of the
and
time.
then they don't even run Zen too. They run a Hog with this single support
Oh,
defense.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like I don't understand that comp. Maybe I don't know. Maybe because we're loser coaches. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
dumb, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But
So just end up this topic from my perspective is like what is the Orisa concept? Orisa is like just giving a shield and make our DPS make something and maximize the hold. But at that hold timing, the Roadhog is really good for comboing and like for Orisa the weakness. Let's think about weakness. If they set up great and when they dive together, it's really weak. But for Roadhog can go and just remove the Tracer who's setting alone, set up alone or like a Genji, just remove
Yeah.
it. So That's why I think that's good. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about the other series then, because there's Philadelphia versus New York. We haven't talked about that yet, and I think this one's probably open as well because New York underperformed during Stage 4. Philly has really strong DPS, so like I feel like this is a kind of a toss up. Where do you think? I mean, if Philly's going to win, if they're going to upset New York, where do you think it has to start?
So yeah, okay. Then I will start first. So for I think this is similar as Boston and Fusion because think about just match up like Boston is NineXL. Maybe NineK can't be a JunkBuck, but yeah, but you know NineK is fine level, right? NineK is
Yeah.
very good flag hitter. Okay,
Mhm.
and but maybe mistake will be a Xavier B. I'm not sure. And striker,
Budget save
striker, yeah, striker maybe libero. Mistake will be libero, and just striker will be fine. Yeah, just think about that. Just if the DPS is just weaker, you know, I think that just Fusion will win. Like, just if you think each position is same, then yeah, just Carpe is the top tier Widowmaker. So just whoever, I think just only Pine can, but I think the Carpe is better than Pine. Just that's my perspective. It's my cutting and his stance. So Carpe and EQO. EQO is also great, you know, Hanjo, and he's very smart. That is the biggest. And he's very flexible. You know, if they use Libero, yeah, maybe they can make with Hanjo, but EQ can also. So when they use Libero, they make value as flexible. But EQ can't? No, EQ can. And for Flexiter, you know, it's hard to popping up at this meta for Flexiter. Think about that. Yeah, if Jonas tried to snipe the Carpet, maybe Carpet will just one shot. Right? So it's really hard for Flexiter this meta. So I think maybe Fusion can win. Just, you know, I think for Tanker it's same. Like Mano is also playing alone and just block their bang line, right? Block the waste. And also Sado. Sado is also really mute tanker, but yeah, but this meta is fine. Just go their waste and block their bang line. Then DPS need to make it. Then who will make it? I think Harpe and Icho will make it.
Do you think they're gonna play Pine? I think they're just gonna play Severity and Liberal.
Yeah, so I also agree with that. So that's my point. So
Okay.
then I think Harpe will win.
You focusing on the everything in DPS, so I want to focusing on the tanker. Okay, let's think about tanker. So because Sado is normally play Winston a lot, and I never see he play different hero, and when even he play in Korea, so I probably Mano have a more wide hero pool because he used to play a lot of hero, and he also he has a good aim, so he can running Orisa and line, and thinks that doesn't make a game differently. So probably New York can have ability to winning the condition.
Mm-hmm. So, how about your idea, Harsha?
I'm not sure. I feel like both, like the DPS matchup. I think you definitely give to Philly, but I don't know how coordinated they'll be. So if Carpe and EQ are just getting headshots and New York isn't able to deal with that, then yeah, definitely Philly will win. Even if NYXL isn't the best team in this meta, I think Philly should still have trouble with them. But if Carpe and EQ are popping off, then they have a chance to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agree. So, JunkBuck, your opinion?
There's a lot of just look at the map pool, and then there's like maps like Junkertown and stuff. And Dorado, do you think that'll make any difference? So it's basically the same map pool as the other two maps. I mean, the other two series. Do you think that has?
Yeah, I think it's effect to the game because Orisa comp is tanker. You really need to communication each other with the Orisa with the Hulk or Orisa with the other. But I'm not sure they can enough communication about that one because language barrier is quite effect to them.
One thing I forgot actually, I think Philadelphia has never won on Junkertown or something crazy like 1-9 or 2-8, something like that.
Oh,
really?
They have very bad Junkertown record, and they lost against Boston, I think, too. So,
Junkertown,
maybe
Dorado,
not to keep
both
that.
maps that can be used single support in the first part.
Yeah, so I think that's my point. Especially, yeah, Junkertown, so the comp is changed, right? So for me, yeah, if you think just one dimensional, like just think about the, just each, players and the hero pool, then I think both are same, and maybe just fusion is more stronger, right? But just think about the other comp. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the NIXL need to think about the comp more at this time. Like maybe yeah, they can prepare Orisa for this because also fusion is really bad at flexible. So
Yeah.
how NIXL catch that point is how to win. That's
Yeah.
my perspective.
Okay, here's something that maybe we'll have different opinion on because I know I think you and JunkBuck feel different ways about this, Crusty. Do you think NYXL was taking stage four easier? Do you think they were sandbagging?
Sandbagging.
Hmm. So okay,
No.
this time NineK, you talk first.
No. Yeah, but it's like a weird question to me. But it's hard to say which team is gonna be against them to do like a sandbagging. But I'm pretty sure New York have a more value for that because they already practice like a different com a lot together, and Mono is also have like a really a lot of experience to play with the other tanker. So I'm pretty sure the US will get more advantage about that.
Hmm. So
I
go
actually
ahead.
have a question before. I think Mono's played like less than an hour of Reinhardt in all of Overwatch League. He didn't play it at World Cup, and I don't remember much of it in Korea. Like, how is Mono's Reinhardt? Because you guys will have more insight on that from coaching in Korea, I think.
So I think yeah, just yeah, in Korea we don't like Reinhardt a lot because like
Yeah.
Winston Diva, you know, just ping ponging and give more chance to DPS. Yeah. So I think that's why the Mano don't play Reinhardt a lot. And for Reinhardt, that is like a more team. Even the bad team can do really good at
Yeah,
the
it's very
Reinhardt comp because
straightforward.
yeah, that's right. That's like a more like comboing, combo together, and just build the ultimate and cycling. That is
So
point for that.
my question is, do you think that New York would be willing to try like they're a very flexible team?
Yeah,
Do you think
but
they'd
they're
be
gonna
willing
be
to
playing
try
a
to?
lot of. They can play a lot of Orisa,
Yeah, they can. That's true.
but I'm not
Yeah.
sure if they wanna have Jonak on the hog though.
Yeah.
Oh, and then this is actually I think what was it? The London guy, I mean New York guys, their DPS is like really uh, good at changing DPS heroes. So I think
Right.
they, although the Philly DPS might be better, I think New York guys might be smarter about the hero swaps, especially since Philly also ran a lot of single supports. I think they'll be smarter about how they play single Zen with the flankers more.
So my point is like why NX was stronger was because of the comp that is the biggest. Yeah, I
Mhm.
already target the oval side, so I'm not just targeting a lot. Just that conflict, like our DPS is so good. So if you just ping ponging for our DPS, then we can make it. Yeah, so they make it because they have Jonah and Pine, and Libero, Junkrat, so they can. So I think that makes they just stick at the Winston Diva comp a lot. So I think that's the weakness, and that's why it looks like sandbagging. But I don't looks like they just sandbagging. Then I don't know, but the Korean normally just do their best at the match. If they don't, then yeah, maybe for strategy, but I don't think that is like professional mind. Just my perspective.
All right. Well, so to end this segment, I'm gonna ask actually, who do you guys think is going to win the entire Overwatch League playoffs? So 9K, who do you think is gonna win?
To me,
Yeah.
if I had possible to just one team, Valiant, because they have a good DPS and they have a good tanker, and both of the tanker and DPS smart enough, and they have also good flex support. He have a wide hero pool, and also their main handler is enough to play in the league. Too. Not enough to play league. It's quite weird, but he's also good tech mechanic. So I think he can possibly to do a lot of things. So I think Valiant has a most highest percentage to win this series.
JunkBuck, who do you think is gonna win?
If London beats Valiant, London's gonna win the whole thing. If Valiant beats London, then I think New York wins.
Ooh. And Crusty?
For me, I think it's more like even I say Fusion is strong, but I think they're really bad at flexible thing, and this is final, right? So they will think about the strategy a lot. So I think for strategy thing, I think NineX or Valiant maybe win